I'm going to make Saag Paneer, a winning combination. Saag is spinach, and I'm going to use an Indian cheese called paneer. But the first thing I need to do is actually wilt my spinach. I've just washed the spinach, checked there's no grit on the leaves, and the water that actually clings to the leaves on the spinach will wilt it enough. You don't need to add any more water. Pop it all in the pan. Looks like a lot, but spinach does break down. You put a lid on, leave it for about 2 minutes, and then you need to actually drain out all the moisture. So earlier, I've taken out my spinach, left it to drain in a colander, and then I now need to take all the moisture out. And the best way to do that is actually just use your hands. So if you run it under cold water for a few minutes so there's no heat in there, and then just squeeze out all the moisture with your hands, as much as you can get out. Now a lot will come out, but just keep going and going, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you've got time for. I've just put the spinach to one side, and I need to actually make the body of my sauce. So I need to firstly add in some oil, and then into that I'm going to add some cumin seeds. Cumin seeds add great texture, lovely flavour, and it creates the base of most Indian dishes. Give it a stir. Once they start sizzling, we need to add in our onions, just finely chopped. And we also need to add in some garlic and some green chilli, fresh green chilli. Now with green chilli, it's very important to make sure that you don't touch anything after you've touched the green chilli. I'm going to leave my seeds in, but if you want to remove your seeds, just carefully slit it down the middle and just remove them. And also chop your garlic quite finely. And then all of that needs to go in together with the onion. Another good stir. Once these have changed colour to go a nice deep golden brown, we need to add in our Jalfrezi Paste. It's going to be a medium dish, so we'll only add in about 2 tablespoons. That's plenty to serve 4. Because we've added some paste, to protect the spices in the paste, because they are very delicate, just sprinkle in a little bit of water. Another big stir. And then we're waiting to see the oil separate away from the spices. While my onions and Jalfrezi paste are cooking through, I need to roughly chop my spinach. Now this has been draining for about 10 minutes while my onions were cooking. So roughly chop it. You don't need to actually chop it very much because the spinach leaves are actually quite small in the first place. And then just put it straight in. Give it a good stir. And we only need to leave that about a minute or so, during which time we can actually get our paneer ready to be put in. Paneer is an Indian cheese, sometimes known as Indian cottage cheese, but actually it's not got the consistency of cottage cheese at all, and it actually looks a lot more like halloumi or a hard mozzarella. And it actually comes in a block, and we just need to slice it. You can slice it any size you want. I find just slicing it into bite-sized pieces is easier. And unlike most cheeses, it actually won't break up while you're cooking. This has been cooking for about a minute now. The spinach is actually cooked through. We already wilted it, so it's not going to break down any further. We just need to actually put in our paneer cheese. This has now been cooking for a few more minutes. It'll be absolutely heated through, absolutely fine. We just need to season it a little bit of salt. Not too much because there is a lot of salt in the paste already. Also need to add in some fresh chopped coriander. Coriander is the favourite herb of India, so it is added into pretty much every single dish. Turn off the heat. And finally just pour in some cream. If you wanted to make this low fat, you could just stir in some yoghurt. Give it a nice stir. The best way to eat saag paneer is with fresh hot naan bread. Garlic and coriander naan bread tastes the best because the flavours complement the flavours that are in the Jalfrezi paste already. And finally just garnish with some whole leaf coriander. And there you have Saag Paneer.